Hello. Sometimes it's useful to quickly use mental calculations to estimate actual calculations. The goal of lesson 3C is to develop a strategy for making those mental calculations, specifically quickly estimating discount and sale price. Let's consider a comfy saucer chair offered on Amazon that has a regular price of $79.99. You can see it here in my picture. The chair is on sale for 35% off. It's not easy to mentally compute the sale price using these values. So what we'll do is round the regular price to a number that's easier to work with and then break the percentage into manageable chunks so we can estimate the discount and the sale price to the values close to the actual value. Our main strategy is going to be to round the regular price to a multiple of 10. That is a value that is close to the actual number, but ends in a 0. We'll always round to a multiple of 10 when possible because it's easy to find 10% or 5% of those multiples. From there, we can combine those percentages if needed. Let me show you what I mean with this example of our chair. So first, let's round off that 79.99 to the nearest multiple of 10, which happens to be $80. So $80 is the estimate of the regular price. It's the rounded value. It's only 1 penny off, so it's pretty close. Once we have this 80 to work with, notice it ends in a 0. It's a multiple of 10. It's pretty easy to get 10% of that value. So I'll tell you in a minute why I'm going for 10%, but let's just write this down right now that 10% of $80 is $8. And the rule of thumb is when you want to find 10% of a number that ends in a 0, you just take off that last 0 on the right. So just quickly, let's do some other calculations. I'll do these in green. This is just a side note here. So side note, 10% of 120, that's 12 because I just take that 0 off. 10% of 750, oops. 10% of 750, 750 is 75. We just take the 0 off. 10% of 5,000 is 500. We just take that last 0 off. So that's just a little side note. In fact, once we find 10% of a value, it's pretty easy to get 5% by just cutting those numbers in half. So I can do mentally 5% of 120. I just do half of 12. That's 6. 5% of, oops, it looks like I made a mistake here. 10% of 750 is just 75, not 750. Let's do 5% of that 750. So I'd have to do half of 75. That number is not as easy to do in your head, but basically I do half of 80, which is 40, and then I subtract off half of 5, which is 250. So this is like 37.5. That one may not be easy to do mentally, but the last one is 5% of 5,000 is half of 500, so that's going to be 250. So this is just my little side note for calculating 10% of a number. So let's get back to our little chair there. I'll keep working in blue here. For our chair, remember, our regular price is $80. That's what we're starting with. And 10% is $8. Okay, so I'm at $8 for 10%. That means 5% would be $4. Now, the reason I'm doing this is we need 35%, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 of the 10%, that's 30%, plus 1 of the 5%. So it's going to be 10%, and I need 3 of those, so I'll times that by 3. plus 1.5%. That's how I'm going to get the 35%. So for our numbers, it's going to be 8 times 3, that's 24, plus one of the 5%, which is 4. So that's 24 plus 4, which is $28. This is the discount. Remember, you do not pay the discount. That's how much we're not going to pay. To find the sale price, I simply subtract the $28. This is the estimated discount, by the way, right? This is estimated. Because we didn't use $79.99, we used $80. The estimated discount is $20. So to find the estimated sale price, I'm just going to do $80 minus $28. And I can do that one pretty much in my head. That's like, it's going to be $52. So my estimate for the sale price is $52. Now, if you don't like doing 80 minus 28 in your head, you could even go so far as to do 80 minus 30, right? 30 is the multiple of 10. That's pretty close to 28. So your estimate would be $50. Again, this is the estimated sale price. This is what you would pay. Remember, we don't pay the discount. The discount is what you don't pay. The sale price is what you do pay. All right, so let me show you again what we did here. There's a lot going on these slides. I'm going to slowly scroll through so you don't get a headache watching it. We have this chair whose regular price is $79.99. It's being offered at 35% off. To do a quick estimate mentally, remember our goal is to do these calculations mentally so we have an idea of what that chair is going to cost us. When Amazon runs us through the checkout, they're going to do the actual calculations, and plus they'll probably add on tax. So at that time, we'll find out what we're exactly going to pay. But to get a mental picture to estimate that sale price, I bumped it. We round that regular price off to a multiple of 10. The closest one is $80. Then it's easy to find 10% of $80 by crossing the zero off. I know that 8 is 10% of that $80. Because I need 35% off, I need 3 of the 8s plus 1 5% value, which is half of the 8, so plus 1 4. So that's 24 plus 4, which is $28. Our discount is $28. We don't pay that. So we subtract it from the regular price. I mean, again, all these are estimates. And I either get my estimated sale price of $52, or if you want to just work with multiples of 10, we're talking about $50. And that's what you're going to do in the activity for this lesson 3C. We're going to be rounding off to multiples of 10 and then calculating discounts and sale prices. All of this work is done mentally. You don't touch a calculator while you're doing this. If you feel like you need to touch a calculator, do a calculation, then you didn't round to an easy enough number. We like to go to multiples of 10 because they're easy to work with. But if your calculations become too difficult, then go back to the beginning and round off to an easy number. Obviously, we want to be close to the actual value, but you want to pick a number that's easy to work with mentally so you don't have to tap into that calculator. Now, because you made it to the end of the video, when you go to do it's the lesson 2B, 3A, and 3C skills review paper, when you get done with all the questions on there, at the very bottom of your paper before you submit it, I want you to put in, just write this at the bottom and I'll give you a bonus point. I want you to write down snow day 2026. Put that at the bottom of your paper for a bonus point when you submit that. So after you do all the questions, write that at the bottom. That way I'll know you watched the video and you'll get a bonus point. If you do have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, of course, so please feel free to ask. In the meantime, take care.